Hey, welcome back. We're talking about the dimensional leadership model here today, and I am super excited about this. Why? Because everyone in this world is a leader, whether you're aware of it or not. Yet, and very few people are actually trained in how to lead and how we can leverage our impact as leaders in this world, leverage our strengths, leverage our inherent leadership capacities, right? And that is so critical, right? So here's where we're going to start. We're going to start with the leader within review. We talked about that a few weeks ago, and we're going to start with the geography there. And then we're going to run through the geography of the other dimensions of the leadership model. This is the Coactive Leadership Company's leadership model. And so if you want to find out more information later, you can in the show notes. But I want you to stick with me for just a couple of minutes here. We're going to get up and get out of our chairs. And as we embody the dimensions, I'm going to say a few words about each one. And then we'll talk about the practice for the week. Okay? So leader within review, if you remember, starting there, this is what it looks like. One hand on heart, one hand on your lower stomach, and your feet hip width distance apart, bending your knees slightly. And this is the place where you take a deep, deep breath and breathe all the way down into your toes. And you connect with a deeper part of yourself. Okay? It's like being a tree and being grounded into the earth and being so solid and stable. And no matter what happens, you can ebb and flow and move in your leadership, as a tree does, naturally and organically, right? As the wind blows, the tree blows along with it, right? But in an effortless and organic way. That's how this leadership dimensional model works. This is leader within. This is your starting point always, okay? The next dimension is leader from the front. So take a step forward, leader from the front. I'm just going to take a step back real quick so you can see in the camera. So one foot is going to be forward, the same arm, left arm forward, right? One arm is going to be back. Now, leader from the front paints a vision, right? And points toward a vision, and they enroll the people behind them, okay? So one eye in the front, one eye behind, right? And then they're bringing and rolling the people behind them and connecting them with the vision, right? Traditional hierarchical models on top, the leader on top points to a vision. That's it. And expects everyone to follow. That's not what this is. This is enrolling. This is bringing folks up to the heart and aligning them with the vision. Okay? Stepping back into leader within. I'm going to step into leader from the side. This is 100, 100, a little bit more challenging to show you without another person standing here. If there were a person beside you, you'd be putting your hand on their back, okay, at their heart center, and you'd be pointing forward, and with their opposite hand, right, so their left hand, I'm using my right here, they would be pointing forward, and their hand would be on my heart. And so as we move, right, we have a vision together and we move together. We're not facing each other, super codependent. We're not pointing in different directions. We're leaning in always 100, 100, creating from other. That's leader from the side. Leader from behind, right? It looks a little bit like this. I'm standing behind someone. I'm asking questions. This is where coaching lives. I'm asking questions. I'm listening. I'm chewing. If the person falls, I catch them. This is where I'm at in my leadership with my teenagers. I lead from behind. Okay. Catch them. So as we move around the leadership model, leader from the front is infants. I make all the decisions. Leader from the side is toddlers and adolescent. We co-create, right? They make decisions. We make decisions together. Now I am at leader from behind these kiddos, and you can probably relate to this with, folks at work and everywhere in your life. That's just an easy way for me to understand and explain it to you. Leader from behind, catching when they fall. But I'm not providing the direction for them. I'm listening, right? Back to leader within, and then we take a step to leader from the field. Leader from the field looks like this. It's sensing, it's intuition, it's your gut. It's getting still and hearing what wants to come through and bringing it down, blurting it out, letting it go. That's leader from the field. It's sensing. All right. When you are clear in these dimensions, when you've practiced these dimensions, the way that you lead in the world will literally transform. it will be so much more fluid and powerful because in your mind's eye, you can see yourself, oh, this is a place where I want to lead from the front, right? This is my project. This is what I'm executing on. So I'm responsible for that vision, right? Pointing forward. And I'm also responsible for enrolling the people behind me and bringing it through my heart. So you can see where this is critical. So here's your practice for this week, okay? I want you to practice the geography of this. Even if you're just like sitting at your computer and you're in a meeting, on Zoom, you can imagine yourself getting up and doing the geography. Or if you're standing there talking to your kiddos, you actually could just kind of put your hands up and like, how can I catch them if they fall? How can I coach them? Leader from behind. That's the first one, practice geography. The second one is purchase the Collective Leadership 5 Ways to Lead. Purchase the book, read more about this. I'm so passionate about this that I cannot wait for you to read this and practice it. And that's why I really wanted to share it with you. The third thing is perhaps the most important. I want you to practice choosing the least comfortable dimension and practice that. So me, I used to be very comfortable leader from behind, coaching, right? I'm a coach. And so many years ago, the challenge for me was lead more from the front. So that was least comfortable, just when I was introduced to this model. So choose the dimension you are least comfortable with, okay? And practice that one this week. That's your practice. Notice how it feels uncomfortable. Notice what comes up for you. I'm super excited to hear. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you here next week. Bye.